What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is EpicGamer, and in today's video I have to discuss something that I have been waiting on for a very long time. But not just that, I have been looking forward to this. I have been talking about this and speculating this with my buddies for a very long time. Now, before I dive any more into that, I am a huge fan of Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is a game that I have a love-hate relationship with, but I always keep coming back simply because I enjoy the game and I enjoy the new things that come to it. Now, this particular new killer that is being added to Dead by Daylight is the reason I have been waiting for so long and speculating this between me and my buddies, and that is Five Nights at Freddy's has finally been added to Dead by Daylight. Well, not fully. It's going through the PTV phase right now before it goes live. And I wanted to make a video on my personal opinions on this new chapter and what are my thoughts on it. So sit back and relax and let's see, is Five Nights at Freddy's and Dead by Daylight truly as good as what everybody's saying? Because my opinion, it absolutely is. And don't judge me for the video playing in the background. This is my very first game playing as SpringTrap, aka the animatronic, and after sitting for over 2 hours in the PTV trying to get a match against real players, well, I got a little frustrated and a little irritated, so I decided I'm going to go into a custom match versus some bots so I could test out SpringTrap and all of his powers and of course some of his add-ons. So let's talk a little bit about SpringTrap. Of course, SpringTrap is the big, the bad, and the ugly of the FNAF universe. So of course, when they come to picking a killer to represent Five Nights at Freddy's, well, anyone's going to tell you SpringTrap. Well, at least that's my opinion. When I think of Five Nights at Freddy's, it's the purple guy, the yellow rabbit, and of course SpringTrap are all one and the same, but you get what I mean. Now, I personally absolutely love the design that Behavior gave SpringTrap for Dead by Daylight. He looks great. His animations, especially his pre-game lobby when he peeks around the camera at you or he walks across the screen, is absolutely amazing, but it's also horrifying. And the fact that he has so many different voice lines by having interactions throughout the game or just simply loading into a match, and of course your pre-game lobby, he has so many different voice lines, and I find that to be absolutely amazing. And the design and the look and the sound effects that SpringTrap makes is top notch. I am so excited and so stoked over this that you have no idea. My kids have always been a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. They love the games, the movies, and then now you can finally play SpringTrap in Dead by Daylight. So before I move forward, I just want to tell everybody that if you're new to my channel, I want to tell you a little bit about myself and what my channel is about. I am EpicGamer. I am a longtime gamer. I have been playing games for, well, a mass majority of my life, from old school to all the way up to new generation. And my channel is based around all things gaming, anything. So if there's a new game coming out, I might review it, or if there's some type of new content coming out, like a DLC for a game, I will definitely talk about that. And of course, I am making a top 10 series of just whatever type of subject. If you like and subscribe to my channel, or if you want to go view my channel, my first top 10 video I made is about the most iconic villains throughout the gaming universe. Of course, I'm going to have follow-up videos on that one because you can't cover all the villains throughout the entire gaming universe in one video unless you want to sit through a video that potentially could be 4 or 5 hours long. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get back into talking about SpringTrap, and let's discuss his chase music and of course his power, and just overall what are my thoughts on this amazing chapter. And we will most definitely talk about the new map, of course. Now, I know that we talked about SpringTrap's design, and of course his different animation, and of course his amazing voice lines. But there's something else that I truly look for in new killers in Dead by Daylight, and that is their chase music. If you don't know what that is, in Dead by Daylight, each killer has a different chase music whenever they start coming after different survivors. And it depends on how close the killer is by meters, but it gets more and more intense until you are fully in chase with the killer. And I'm a big fan of that, and let me tell you, SpringTrap's chase music is absolutely amazing, but it's not just amazing, it's actually kind of creepy, especially when he's not right on top of you, but he's getting close. That first initial sound is honestly really, really creepy, but I absolutely love it. Like, I'm so glad they gave him good chase music, because some of the killers that they have released throughout the Dead by Daylight world, well, they're a little bad. And yeah, some of them back in the day sounded like a dying washing machine. If you know, you know. Let's continue on. Now that we talked about his animations, his chase music, and his pre-game and post-game lobby voice lines, and of course animations, let's talk about SpringTrap's actual power. Now, I've only got a couple games in with SpringTrap because, well, I don't have a lot of time to play, and waiting a very long time in the PTV to get an actual game, well, that can be exhausting all by itself. But the games that I have played with SpringTrap, I have enjoyed every match. Now, SpringTrap has a few unique powers, and one of them is there are security doors throughout the entire map, and SpringTrap can interact with these doors, and when he goes in, he can see all the other doors that are all across the different maps. Now, when SpringTrap decides to go to one of them doors, he will go through a little animation where he's walking through the original security office to basically teleport across the map. Now, survivors can also access this room, and they can also mess with the cameras so that they can actually find out where SpringTrap is. But something that I did not know, but if you are playing as SpringTrap and you go through one of the security rooms and there is a survivor in there, well, it results in a very terrifying and instant down animation from SpringTrap. Essentially, SpringTrap will enter the room, see you, run over to you, give you a jump scare, grab you, and then you're on SpringTrap's shoulder and you're making a one-way trip straight to a hook. And when I played Survivor and this happened to me, because I did not know, it scared the crap out of me. I was not expecting it. I was in the animation of running through the door, and next thing you know, SpringTrap's running up to me at full speed, reaches out, grabs me, and yeah. But that right there alone is perfect. It is absolutely amazing, because it kind of goes back to the way Five Nights at Freddy's is that's how essentially you died, is you were jump scared. And being jump scared by SpringTrap, well, it's horrifying, but it's amazing. And the fact that Behavior actually added that in and they did such a good job on it, I'm amazed. So let's talk about SpringTrap's other ability. Now, SpringTrap, of course, has his knife in one hand that grants him his basic M1 attack, and of course you can teleport between the security rooms to get from one point to the other. But his other power is he gets a giant heavy fire axe. Now, when I played my first game and I pulled out the fire axe, I was like, oh, okay, it feels like Huntress. If you don't know who Huntress is another killer in the Dead by Daylight universe that runs around with a large axe, but she also has smaller hatchets that she can launch towards to survivors, injuring them or downing them. Now, SpringTraps is a lot like it, but different in so many ways. Essentially, the axe is very heavy, so it does not gain all the distance that you would get from a Huntress hatchet. But I found out that you can actually shoot this fire axe over top of different walls by simply aiming straight up. Well, not straight up, but more of an angle, and the axe will actually go over top of an object and come down very quickly. I have hit multiple people with this, and of course I have nailed bots with this axe. Of course, it does take some practice and skill to get good with this axe, but it feels really, really good. Now, another effect that it does is whenever you hit the axe near a survivor, if they run into the smoke cloud, or I'm not really sure what it is, kind of looks like burning embers, you get Killer Instinct. And Killer Instinct is basically you can see where the survivor is. So if you throw down the axe into a loop and the survivor runs through it, it will give you a indication that somebody is running a certain way. Basically a little bit of aura reading in a sense. But it definitely feels really good. I definitely got to get a lot of practice with it, but when SpringTrap goes live to the whole world, I am most definitely going to P100 SpringTrap without a shadow of a doubt. Now, another thing I want to talk about the axe is if you hit a survivor in the back with his axe, the survivor essentially has the hatchet embedded in their back. They can use basically a struggle animation to try to get the axe out. But if SpringTrap gets too close to you, it results in a great and amazing grab. And essentially SpringTrap comes up, grabs the axe, rips it out of your back, and then gives you a jump scare and you are instantly down. Now, it's not as easy as you think because it does take a little bit of skill to get good at aiming and knowing where to aim your hatchet to get, like, you know, basically predetermining where somebody is or firing over a wall. But it is really fun and it's very satisfying if you can get one of these good trick shots. Now, one other thing I have to talk about, and that is SpringTrap's Mori. Now, a Mori in Dead by Daylight is essentially after somebody reaches their second hook state, they can be killed instantly if you bring a iridescent Mori, or if it is the last survivor in a match, then you can instantly Mori them after downing them. Now, SpringTrap's Mori is downright horrifying, but it's absolutely amazing. Essentially, walks up behind you, he puts his knife through you, picks you up, and basically puts you into another animatronic that's got blades everywhere, essentially cutting you to pieces. And then right afterwards, you receive a great and amazing jump scare from SpringTrap. Now, I know we talked a little bit about SpringTrap, his different animations, his different voice lines, his chase music, and of course his power. But let's talk about the map. Now, the Five Nights at Freddy's map is absolutely amazing. But it's not just amazing, it is packed full of so many different little Easter eggs and secrets thrown out all throughout the pizzeria. Now, I don't want to tell everybody all the little secrets because that kind of takes the fun out of it. I want everybody to experience the same way that I got to experience it, and you know, I don't want to give it away. I want you to actually play the map yourself and discover little secrets on your own, because if I tell you, then you know it's there, you know it's coming. So, but I will say one thing that I found really cool about the pizzeria, and if you go into the area within the pizzeria, you will find animatronic heads. Now, if you get close to them as a survivor and you pay attention, you will notice no matter where you move in the room, their eyes will follow you and track you. And I don't know about you, but I find that to be, well, pretty creepy, because something's watching you, and the fact that something is watching you and following you around a room, that's a little creepy to me. But anyways, the map is absolutely amazing. There are so many Easter eggs and little hints at things that if you were a FNAF fan, I most definitely know for a fact that you will enjoy this map. Now, of course, the other animatronics are up on the stage, and that would be Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. Now, one thing that is a little confusing to me is Foxy is nowhere to be found. Now, I have my own personal thoughts on that, and, well, you know what, I'll just share it. I honestly think the reason that Foxy is not on the map is maybe potentially he might be a new killer coming at some point, or they're going to add it in later on as kind of a surprise, or I don't know. But it is very confusing to me, because in Pirates Cove normally is where Foxy is, but instead there is just some debris and a plushie of Foxy. So I don't know, I guess put on your tinfoil hats and come up with an idea. I thought about it, and I'm not really sure why he's not in. Maybe he will be in there once the PTV goes live to the world. I'm not sure. But overall, SpringTrap is amazing. His powers are amazing. It will take you time to get used to his powers so that you can get better with him, but don't give up. It just takes time and patience. That's with any killer in Dead by Daylight. The map is absolutely phenomenal. I love every aspect of it. It's dark, it's creepy, and of course the entire map is not the pizzeria, because in Dead by Daylight they have different realms and they build maps off of that. So you have a realm in Dead by Daylight where the pizzeria is, and of course the whole map is not all based around that. But overall, the map is amazing. SpringTrap is absolutely amazing and horrifying, and I am just amazed by it. This is hands down the best DLC that Dead by Daylight has ever done, and I cannot wait to see, you know, new cosmetics and new things coming into Dead by Daylight. And of course we do have our newest anniversary that is coming up very soon as well, which is going to be amazing. So if you have not played Dead by Daylight and you're interested in it, or if you're a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, then I highly recommend downloading Dead by Daylight and playing it and enjoying it. It is a great horror game. It's really fun with your buddies. And if you don't, want to play with any buddies, of course you could play so many different killers. There are so many from license and of course originals, but overall it is absolutely amazing. They did this chapter justice, and I think they did such a fine job on it. People may talk bad about it if they want to, but my personal opinion, and being a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, but also being a longtime veteran player of Dead by Daylight, well, I'm amazed. Like, I absolutely love and adore this chapter. So, with all that being said, I hope that you guys like this video. I know it's not that long, and if I sound a little off, I am a little under the weather right now. But I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch and listen to my video. And I don't mean to force feed this down people's throats about liking and subscribing, but my channel will not grow without your guys' support. So please like and subscribe, and look out for my new videos that will come out every Friday. And of course, on my channel it's all about gaming. So if it's a new game coming out, or a new DLC, or it's just something fun or interesting in the gaming universe, like I said, I make top 10 videos. I make one of them every month because they take a lot of time for me to gather all the stuff, and of course editing and all that. It does take time and hard work to do that, and it's very busy when you work full-time and you have children. So maybe if you're a dad out there listening to this, then maybe you understand the struggles. But yeah, so I just want to say thank you for everyone that has subscribed to my channel, and please leave comments down below if you have any ideas for videos you want me to do. I do have a great video that's getting ready to come out. You'll see it at the very end of this video if you stick through to the end. So please leave comments, give me your feedback, and I will definitely get back with you. So thank you again. I hope all of you have a great and wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see all of you in the fog. And I can't wait to run and chase people with SpringTrap. This is EpicGamer. I'm out.
Identify yourself.